Hey everyone, it's Tom from Ludicrous Feed. Today we are reviewing the Braumach spare tyre for the BYD Atto 3, and to start with I just wanted to show you that it actually does fit inside the boot. You can actually put it on the boot itself, and of course some people have said that it's probably not as secure as having it in the boot. In case of an accident it does roll around, could be potentially a projectile. One other option is to actually put it underneath the subfloor here, so I'll just remove this cover here. And normally inside stock you get the tyre repair kit. You can actually lift up this whole thing, so let me just show you like this. It just lifts up very easily and slides out because they're just held together by these plastic, what do you call these things? These tabs here that just loosely secure this into the, see this screws down there, so that's quite easily removed. And then what you do is you put the spare tyre into here, and this is about 20 kilos, so it is quite heavy. Use two hands, of course, and I'll just put it inside the cavity here. There we go. So there it is, the Braumach spare tyre. Comes in a nice case like that, and then you can just put the cover over the top, and bingo, there you are. So you can put suitcases and other things on top, making it the tyre underneath more secure for storage. Okay, so inclusions for the Braumach spare tyre kit and wheel kit is obviously the tyre and the nice bag that comes with it. I keep saying tyre, it's a wheel and tyre really, wheel and tyre kit. Also you get the safety triangle to put by the roadside when you do break down or the tyre goes flat. That's the storage box it comes in. Get a nice pair of gloves, keep your hands clean. Get the jack specifically designed for the BYD Atto 3 with the correct attachment. You've got the brace to take the lug nuts off and the attachment for the brace, and then the ratchet to jack up the jack. Okay, so let's get to the critical component, which is the wheel and tyre. So unzipping a nice bag, and inside is the tyre specifically designed for BYD Atto 3. Let me just lift it out so you guys can have a look. By the way, I should show you there's a little carry section here for all the accessories that come with the kit, and there's a little strap as well to carry the bag. But yeah, all the stuff I showed before, the accessories, can fit inside there conveniently. Okay, let's have a look at the wheel. Just take it out. Okay, I'll lay it flat for you. There we go, so let's look at some important points. So start with this one. It's an 18-inch 85 profile, 145, and having a look at this as well. So inflate tyre to 60 psi. I've been assured by Braumach that the tyre has been pre-inflated for use, and obviously temporary use only, and then 80 kilometers an hour max. And they write that twice because that's important. They don't recommend you drive past that speed to get to where you need to go to change that tyre. Okay, so now to find the correct jack points. So starting from just behind the wheel, you'll see this metal point here. There's 4 of these located around the car. That's where we want to put our jack. Okay, so back to the boot now, and if you look for the toolkit area and then look in the top right corner, you'll see a tool that looks a bit like this, like a U-shaped clip. And that is basically what we use to remove the plastic caps from the wheel. So let's go do that right now. Okay, so the first step is to remove the plastic caps from the wheel nuts. So with the U-shaped tool I showed you in the boot, and you'll see that the tool has these bits here, and they are to capture the notches in the plastic cap. All right, so let's pop it on, and you should be able to just slip it out like that. There we go. So see that notch there is captured by the tool, and they should just all come out. So that's 1, that's 2, 3. You should feel a little click as they come out. So there you go, that's 4, and then that's 5. Done. All right, so all 5 out. We should be able to loosen all these. So okay, there we go. That's loosened. That's 1, 2, 3, and you see I'm not really putting much force through it. 4, 5. I loosen these because when you jack it up, it's a bit harder to undo these nuts with the wheel suspended. So do it when the wheel's on the ground. So don't take the nut all the way out, just leave it loosened. All right, so now that you loosen the nuts, you want to jack the car up, right? So let's position the jack at 90 degrees to the car. And the aim is to get this clamped onto the jack point. So I'm just finger turning this, and you'll see it just jacking up. And also make sure you're on solid, flat ground. That's very important for safety reasons. You do not want the car to fall off the jack on uneven ground. All right, so we're just winding finger turns, and it should hopefully just match up like that. Okay, so we are almost there. There we go. So like I said, this jack has been custom designed for the BYD Atto 3. Okay, so I think we're good. And I'm going to keep turning until I can't obviously do it anymore because the car is quite heavy. Okay, so just take note the jack has a capacity of 2,000 kilos. The car is under 2 tons unladen, but obviously you're only jacking out 1/4 of the car, so it's got plenty of capacity. All right, so the jack is safely clamped onto the jack point. I've got the ratchet here. There's a forward and back button which you can flick like that, and you work out pretty quickly whether it's correct or not. And I recommend just putting it on this direction here, and you want to just lever it in one plane only, not all the way back and forth, otherwise the forces will be wrong. So, all right, let's backwards, so let's flick it that way. There we go, so now we are in the correct position. I know in the Tesla video I was huffing quite a bit, so I'll try to keep my breathing more even this time. And you see, I'm not really putting that much force through it, right? I'm just, well, at this point anyway, just gently turning it. And you can always stop and have a look. Yep, we're still on the ground. I was exaggerating my breathing for the Tesla one. Okay, so we're still good, we're still safe. The car's still not quite off the ground. With the Tesla video, the wheels squeaked off as it lifted up. I'm not hearing any squeaking on this occasion. It's okay, every wheel is different. Okay, not quite there, so I am paranoid. I do check quite frequently, but it's up to you. If you feel comfortable, just keep going. Okay. Oh, I am hearing the squeaking. Okay. And the jack, I'm happy it's not unsafe. The car is not falling off. Okay. Probably a millimeter or two. Until the squeaking stops, I guess.
More.
Bit more. Enjoy.
As you say, the squeaking is stop.
The squeaking's from the back wheel now. Okay. I think that's pretty close. I'll just do a few more.
Like microwave popcorn.
Okay, I think we're good. So let's leave the jack. Okay, so when you remove the first nut from the wheel with the socket, just take note of the direction of this nut, okay? So just very slowly take it out. And then, okay, so all the way out. Okay, so when it comes out, just gently have a look at this. I'll just put it on the ground here. So you'll notice that it's actually tapered, right? So it actually came out of the wheel this way. That's important because that's the way it's going to go back in. So back into the wheel that way for the spare as well as the OEM tyre afterwards. So just take note of that. That's one. Again, keep these safe. Another safety precaution too is obviously just make sure you're in a safe place before you do this. Don't have your back turned to a highway. Just common sense, I would have thought. And best case scenario is call for help, right? But this is where this is useful because Australia is a big country. Just saying. Okay, so we're... Oh, make sure this comes off completely. Okay, so we're good. All right, let's put all the nuts and caps and the brace, everything else to one side, like that. And now the wheel should just slip off. So hands into the spokes. There we go. Hey presto. There's the wheel. And I'll just compare it side by side with the spare wheel. There we go. So, there. The spare wheel on this side is definitely a space saver. It's like almost half the width of the OEM Atlas Batmans from BYD. I think they're the same size too. Let me see. Where are the specs? 18, yes. So 18, 55 profile, whereas this one is 18, 80 profile. There we go. Okay, so now we've taken the OEM wheel off. Let's put the spare on, and same thing, just do everything in reverse, I guess. So let's pop this on. Done. And you'll note too that the spare wheel is hub-centric, so the wheel is actually in place because of the mounting plate, so it's nice and flush, rather than relying on the lugs. Okay, remember how I said before that the nuts are tapered and they must go in this direction, tapered first, to make sure that we've secured the wheel to the rest of the car. And I think for stability, start with the bottom one first, then work your way to the top, next bottom, next top, in that sort of crisscross pattern to ensure that we've got even coverage. All right, so let's start with the bottom first, and we can just hand screw these in to start with, or finger screw in like that to get it going. Okay, so that's the bottom one, and then you just use the socket to hand tighten for now. There we go. Again, just hand or finger tighten these ones to start with. Okay, so that's one. Now we'll do the top one. Again, taper in, just get it going with your fingers, and then just hand tighten with the socket. Okay, so we've got two connections there, and that's already feeling fairly stable. And then we do the next bottom one, so again, taper in, and just start it with your fingers, like that. Once it's on the right tread, and then socket. I know I'm repeating myself, but this is crucial, this step. We go taper first, and then let's go this one. So taper in again, start it with the fingers. Okay, and then socket again. Okay, that's good. And last one. Taper in. Start on the right track, on the right tread, and then just finger tighten in the last one. And just check that one. Just check each one, make sure it's sort of relatively finger tight before you lower the car to the ground. Okay, so time to lower the car, and make sure your ratchet is in the right direction. You'll find out pretty quickly whether it's the right direction or not. Okay, let's do that. Yep. Definitely lowering in height. And of course, make sure you have the ratchet facing outwards in this plane there. Don't have it like that, otherwise you will hit your car. Just a small tip. You should feel the car slowly come down to planet Earth. Probably less paranoid with the car coming down than I am with it going up, so I'm not checking as frequently. And after a while, you hear the wheels squeak. At least they will squeak on my floor. And then you can probably finger loosen the jack as the wheel finds more traction on the ground. How are we looking? Can we finger loosen it? Yes, we can. Okay. Of course, when you're actually changing it in an emergency, the tyre will be flat, so obviously the car will be lower to the ground. You might be worried about the jack, whether it can make the clearance, but as I loosen this all the way down, you'll see there's actually a lot of clearance for the car. And the jack comes all the way down like that, so you've got quite a bit of room to slide the jack under the car if need be. Okay, so the final step before we go for our test drive is to tighten up the nuts, of course, using our socket and our telescopic brace, extend it for leverage, and then we tighten it in a crisscross pattern, starting from the bottom to the top, back to the bottom to the top, and then the last one. And Braumach assured me it's just a quarter turn tight to make sure it's secure. So let's do that. Okay, so that's one. Okay, so that's two. Let's go this one now. Let's go three. Okay, and let's go this one now. Four. And last one, five. Start over here. Okay, so quarter turn for each one. Nice and secure. All right, let's head off for a test drive. Alright everyone, this is me, Tom from Ludicrous Feed, showing you how to change a spare tyre using the Braumach tyre wheel kit specifically designed for the BYD Atto 3. Until the next Ludicrous Feed video, happy charging.